this video. So, the second chapter we will start with who teachers are in class. When we walk into a lesson, students get an idea or an area of who we are as a result of what we look like, how we dress, how we present ourselves, and the way we behave and react to what is going on. Personality. Effective teachers' personality is the blind between who we are or who we really are and who we are as teachers. No matter how badly students want to see the real you, teachers have to display a professional face that compliant and effective to the students. Adaptability. How teachers adapt to the unforeseen or unforeseen events and magic moments. Teachers' rules. Controller. Standing at the front of the class, dictating everything that happens and being the focus of attention. There will be little change or chance for students to take much responsibility for their own learning. In other words, all of them have agency. Assessor. Telling students how well they have done or giving them grades, etc. Tutor. That is an advisor who responds to what the student is doing and advise them on what to do next. Prompter. Encouraging students, pushing them to achieve more, fitting in a batch of international or information or language to help them process or proceed. Researcher. For language information, etc. So, we learned in this chapter who teachers are in class, and as I told you, the teachers are controller, assessor, tutor, prompter, and researcher. So we will move to rapport. It is the relationship that the students have with the teacher and vice versa. Rapport is established when students become aware of our professionalism, but it also occurs as a result of the way we listen to and grade the students in our classroom. Recognizing students' names. Listening to students, show them that you are available even when you are not. Respecting students. For example, correcting who is offending, being even-handed. Students will generally respect teachers who show impartiality and who do their best to reach all the students in a group rather than just concentrating on the ones who always put their hands up. Teachers or teacher tasks preparation. Keeping records there is one particularly good reason for keeping a record of what we have taught. It works as a way of looking back at what we have done in order to decide what to do next. Being reliable, practice what you preach. It is very difficult to raise students for being late for lessons if we get into a habit. Teacher skills. The class management, matching tasks to different groups and circumstances, providing variety in lessons, offering students clear learning outcomes, destination. What to do or what to do when you are asked some questions you don't know. In such situations, teachers need to be able to say things like, "That's a very interesting question. I think the answer is X." Not answer with X, but some reasons like that, or some answers like that. But I will check to make sure, and I will bring you a more complete answer tomorrow. Or that is a very interesting question. I don't want to answer it now because we are doing something odd. But you can find the answer yourself if you do the think book or that book. We will discuss it tomorrow or the next time it got well. Teaching language as art or is it a game? Is teaching language an art or is it a science? Yeah, science, excuse me. Science. Is teaching language an art or is it a science? Understanding the language system and finding the best way to explain it is some kind of a scientific endeavor, hour, especially when we continue to research its changes and evaluation. Teaching has some scientific attributes, yet teaching is an art too. The ability of teachers to establish fantastic rapport or get students really interested in a new activity and the intense decision making, which is also based on scientific ground, but its success and the creativity that can be endless is often the result of the teacher's feeling or judgment at that very moment. Good teachers listen and watch and use both professional and personal skills to respond to what they see and hear. And this is definitely an art or kind of art. Communicative language teaching. Communicative language teaching has two main guiding principles. The first is that language is not just patterns of grammar with vocabulary, idioms slotted in, but also involve language functions. The second principle of communication language teaching is that if students get enough uh, exposure to language and opportunities for language use, then language learning will take care of itself. Thus, communication language teaching has a lot in common with the acquisition skill that is question or question. Yeah, the, uh, the 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 deployment of many communicative activities where students use all and any language they know to communicate show this aspect of communication language teaching at work. Task-based learning. Task-based learning is a natural extension of communicative language teaching. In task-based learning, the emphasis or the emphasis is on the task rather than the language. Instead of language study leading to a task, the task itself is the main focus and champion of point for possible subsequent student lecture. A typical task-based learning sequence starts with a pre-task, where students are introduced to the topic and told what the task will be. This is followed by a task cycle where the students plan the task, uh, gathering language and information to do it, and then produce the stage of writing or oral performance. Thus, the task uh, diamonds in the final language box. Stage students analyze the language they use for the task, making improvement and practicing any language that needs repair or development. Why reading is important? Reading is useful for language acquisition, provided that students more or less understand what they read. The more they read, the better they get at it. Reading also has a positive effect on students' vocabulary knowledge, on their spelling, and on their writing. Why writing is important? Writing gives cases more things time than they get when they attempt spontaneous conversation. Writing equips us with communication and think skills. Writing fosters the ability of SS or CC to explain and refine their ideas to others and themselves. Why speaking is important? Express your things or thoughts. Convince others. Convey uh, students or something like that. Why listening is important? Most students want to be able to understand what people are saying to them in English, either face to face on TV or on the radio. Listening is good for all students' pronunciation too, in that the more they hear and understanding English being spoken, the more they observe appropriate pitch and intonation, stress, and the sound of both individual words and those which blend together in connection speech. So, thank you, guys, and thank you, teachers, for watching my video. And see you in the next video. God wills, and don't forget to subscribe to get all my videos. God wills.